I'll give you the go ahead. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna get Facebook set up. I'll give any late arrivals a moment to get in. All right, Dr. Diaz, you're good to go.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, students, teachers, parents. I'm not sure if we have any employers on. I believe we have several school level folks, probably teacher champions. I'd like to welcome you to the youth and parent orientation. This is the second one that we do this year so far. We had another one the other evening. We've got another one. We have two this evening also. So thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about the program, policies, procedures, as well as how to maneuver miami.getmyinterns.org. And that is the site that we use to match the students with the employers. Just to preface this afternoon session by letting you know that although this is our 5th year in this particular program, we have been doing as a school district internships for over 30 years. So we are quite experienced with internships, and kudos to this community for believing in our students, for believing in the importance of providing these opportunities for our young people. Congratulations to our funders. Again, last year was a very challenging year, although this year hasn't been much difference, but it's getting better. The outlook looks much better. A huge thank you for the following organizations for their support: Career Source South Florida, the Children's Trust, Miami-Dade County Government, EdFed, the Educational Federal Credit Union, formerly known as the South Florida Educational Federal Credit Union, and of course, the Foundation for New Education Initiatives. And this is a program that has been running, as I said, for the last 5 years to this large extent. Last year, we were able to provide internships to over 2,000 students. This year, we have, as of this morning, we have funding to support 2,450 students. So again, we are quite pleased that we're able to provide this particular program to students in this community. There are, however, in order to be successful, policies and procedures that must be followed. So we ask that you, number one, if you have any questions, we have staff from the Department of Career and Technical Education who will be more than happy to answer these questions for you. And if you have some additional questions afterwards, we do have a hotline that you can call. We have live people answering these phone calls during the week. And of course, on weekends, you can leave a message. So joining us today is Mr. Robert Quinn, who is the facilitator for this program, who will answer your questions, present several slides. We're going to start out with an overview of the program and procedures and policies, and then Julie Kennedy will go into the actual Miami.getmyinterns. So you might want to hold your questions, but don't be afraid to type them in the chat. We're here to help you. We're here again for another successful program based on the students that are selected, based on the companies that are also vetted through this school district to ensure that they are providing an opportunity for students to get that experience as to what the real world of work has to offer. And I've stated this before, internships are a step up to assisting you in either applying for college or even applying for a position, whether it's part-time or full-time, either during school or actually after high school. For those of you going on to college, many times when you take an internship and you enroll in an internship, you have to pay tuition, and sometimes you don't even get paid. In this program, you are getting paid, you're getting the experience, and in many, many cases, and last year we had close to 200 students who received college credit. So take advantage of this opportunity. I know that you are interested and just follow the rules. There should be enough time. Follow the deadlines, ladies and gentlemen. And we wish you lots of luck in your interviews. We also have a kickoff. You'll hear a little bit more about it towards the end of this 1-hour session that we have. So I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Robert Quinn, who has all of the answers to your questions, but please allow him to go through the various slides that we have prepared for you today. Again, on behalf of our Superintendent Carvalho, the Division of Academics, Assistant Superintendent Lisette Alves, and of course, the entire staff of the Department of Career and Technical Education, we thank you, we welcome you, and we congratulate you for wanting to take this step. Bob, you're on.
Thank you, Dr. Diaz. Our first representative that will speak before we start into the process of the internship will be our partners at EdFed. Bert Abreu will be speaking to you about how your student can open up a credit union account, which they need to be able to get paid for this internship program. Bert? You're muted, Bert. Wait 1 second.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate the introduction. What can I say? Welcome to the Summer Youth Internship Program. I'm Bert Abreu, or Humberto Abreu, from EdFed, the Educational Federal Credit Union. You may have known us previously as South Florida Educational Federal Credit Union, but on April 1st, 2021, we unveiled our new name and our new brand as EdFed, the Educational Federal Credit Union. While our name and logo underwent a change, our commitment to serving the educational community remains as strong as ever. You have been the school district's, actually, we have been the school district's preferred financial institution for over 85 years, and we continue to strive toward providing the affordable financial services to our educational community. That has remained our mission and our vision since our inception. We were born out of the Great Depression back in 1935 by a small group of 12 educators. And over the years, we have maintained these strong ties with the educational community. And we have grown to become the largest credit union in South Florida, serving over 87,000 members. Today, we serve the educators, retirees, students, and families of Miami-Dade County Public Schools and Miami-Dade College. And you heard that correctly. We serve the families of MDCPS. If your student is registered with MDCPS, not only are they eligible to open an account with EdFed, but you are as well. We have great products and services for students and parents. Our loan rates, including mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, are very low, and we offer free savings and checking accounts for members with no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees. In addition, with your checking account, you can request a free debit card, Visa debit credit card. And with that debit card, you have access to withdraw funds from over 30,000 ATMs nationwide. We would love to serve you as the primary financial institution for both you and your student. So if you have any questions about opening an account with EdFed, you can feel free to message me and I can provide you with more information. All righty, if your student wants to visit a branch, actually, as it relates to the internship, we'll take a few minutes to talk about how the students can open an account with EdFed. If your student wants to visit a branch to open up the account, we have 7 branch locations, including Kendall, Palmetto Bay, Homestead, 27th Avenue, downtown, Miami Lakes, and Miami Gardens. These branches are open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, Friday from 9 to 6 p.m., Saturday from 9 to 1, with the exception of our downtown branch, which opens Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. You can find our branch locations and hours of operations on our website at www.edfed.org. However, if you would prefer not to visit a branch to open the account, we have established a safe and secured remote opening account option for your student to open their accounts without visiting a branch. This remote option utilizes the credit union's secure email system. The security of your child's personal information is very important to us, and we are utilizing this approach. which actually we've successfully implemented last year. We are utilizing this approach. Actually, we established this approach last year, and we opened over 600 accounts last year by using this same approach, which I will now explain. All righty, and the remote options utilizes a credit union secure system. If in the next few days, your child will be receiving 2 emails from the credit union based on a list provided from us by the CTE department. The emails will be sent to the email address that your child provided to CTE when registering for the Summer Youth Internship Program. If your child has not received these 2 emails, your child can send an email to syipaccounts@edfed.org requesting to receive the 2 emails in order to open the account with EdFed. In the email, please have them include their name, school name, and best contact number in case we need to reach out to them. The first email will include instructions on how to open their account and the access to the second secured email. The second email will explain how to respond through our secure email system. The student must be sure to use this secure email when submitting their documents to the credit union. Within the first email, we advise that student access the SYIP landing page on our website, www.edfed.org/2021 internship. There are various resources available on this landing page that will assist the student with completing their application and submitting the necessary documents in a thorough and timely manner. Included in those documents are the membership application resource guide, which will walk through them, how they will fill out the membership application, and the secured email resource guide, which provides step-by-step instructions for accessing secure emails from the credit union. In addition, we have frequently asked questions documents on that landing page that provides clear instructions on what is needed to open the account. Once all the child's documents have been received and no further edits are needed, credit union employees will open the account and email the student the internship direct deposit form, which serves as proof that they have opened their account. They must provide the internship direct deposit form to their lead teacher or teacher champion by no later than Friday, May 28th. If your child does not open their account by the May 28th deadline, he or she may experience a delay in their checks being received. This does not mean that they cannot participate in the internship if they do not have their account open by that deadline. As I mentioned previously, it just means that they may have a delay in their first direct deposit. Alrighty, and if your child has many questions or any questions with these steps or the status of the account, please contact us at 305-270-5239 or send us an email at syipaccounts@edfed.org, and a representative will follow up with them. Please remember, when your internship is over, the relationship with EdFed doesn't have to be. This is your savings and checking account. Keep it active by making regular deposits and withdrawals. And when you're in high school and you're a high school senior, your accounts have been open for actually up to 1 year, you are eligible to apply for a credit union scholarship. Many students from the internship program have won scholarships over the years. We hope that the Summer Youth Internship is successful. We hope that your Summer Youth Internship is successful and enjoyable. We wish you the best of luck in your internship and all your future endeavors. Parents, if you have any questions, please send us an email at syipaccounts@edfed.org. Again, thank you, Dr. Diaz and the entire CTE staff for allowing me to share today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bert. And we look forward to our continued working together with the credit union through this process. All right, so let's get started. What is an internship? An internship is not a work program. An internship is where a child will learn exactly what their career would look like once they get out of school. Julie, can you switch the slide, please? They get practical experience in the work environment. They make direct contact with professionals in the community and at the place of employment that they have chosen or have been hired to. They will apply what they have learned in their career academies and their high school programs. So some kids will be working in daycare centers and they're in a teaching program. It could be a bank and they're in a finance program. It could be a hotel and they're in a hospitality program. We try to match the child with a company that is within their career academy or the program that they're working or that they're studying in at the school. And they will experience what happens at the workplace so that they have that experience for their life as they go forward out of high school and into college and the work world. Next slide, please. These are the basic information about the SYIP program starting this year. The dates that it will run will be July 1st to August 5th. They need to be at the job from July 1st to August 5th. It runs just like a regular summer school program where a child is allowed 2 excused absences. After that, they will be taken out of the program. We require 150 hours in that 5-week program. So that's approximately 30 hours a week. They get a full high school credit for this 5-week program. So that is why it is required that they work 150 hours. It is a work-based learning experience, as I had already mentioned. The students that are able to apply are rising 10th to 12th grade students between the ages of 15 and 18. They have to reside in Miami-Dade County, and they have to be currently enrolled in a Miami-Dade County public school. The company they work for also has to be housed in Miami-Dade County. The sponsors, once again, that we would like to thank is Miami-Dade County Government, the Children's Trust, Career Source South Florida, EdFed, and the Foundation for New Educational Initiatives. What needs to be followed are all the child labor laws. That means that if your child is 15 years old, he or she cannot start work before 7 o'clock in the morning. They can't work past 9 o'clock at night, and they can't work more than 8 hours a day. They also are required to have an uninterrupted 30-minute lunch break or break, uninterrupted after 4 hours of work. Next slide, please. They have to complete the online pre-internship course, and the completion date is this Friday, May 14th. They have to be eligible for work, and the way they prove that is they have to show their social security card to the internship champion, which will look at the card, take the last 4 numbers down, and make sure that the name is the same as what is on the credit union account, because that is how they will get paid. Once again, they must reside in Miami-Dade County and be a student in a Miami-Dade County public school. And they will be employed by CTE approved organizations located in Miami-Dade County. And the way we approve organizations is the organization applies on miami.getmyinterns.org. We vet them to make sure that it is not an in-home company. They have to have an actual work location, and they have to be active in the Sun Biz. So they have to be a registered employer within the state of Florida. The students will have to secure school accident insurance, which is $15 this year. And that will cover them while they're on the job. And the reason we do this is so that the companies have no work liability, no accident liability, that the school accident insurance will cover if there are, and let's hope there aren't, any accidents on the job during this summer. They have to open the EdFed Educational Federal Credit Union account by May 28th. If not, their first paycheck will be delayed. And they have to provide all the required documents, which we'll go through in a minute, by May 28th also, which is the last Friday of the month. Next slide, please. The required documents that are due by May 28th. The pre-internship Odyssey Work course that needs to be completed by May 14th. Their resume, a registration form, which is how we register them for their summer school credit. So that is a major form that needs to be submitted. An emergency student data card, which gives all the emergency contacts, and we keep one and we give one to the employer. So if there is an issue, they know who they need to contact if the child is hurt on the job. They have to have a social security card verification form. They have to show their social security card to the champion or lead teacher at their school, and they will verify that they're eligible for work. School accident insurance, they have to show proof that they have obtained the school accident insurance. They have to have a field trip permission form filled out. And the reason for that is if a company, they're working for a bank and they're going to have a meeting at another branch, and the employer wants that child to go to the other branch. That's why the field trip form is necessary. The authorization for a photo or video also has to be filled out, and the parent has the choice of, yes, you can share the photo, no, you can't. And it has to be signed, because we do a lot of promotions for this program. So there is a possibility that your child could be photographed on the job. And proof of a credit union account, which the credit union will send a direct deposit form to the student showing that they have an account with EdFed. Next slide, please. How do students get paid? Well, once again, we want to thank our sponsors, and this is where the money comes from. Miami-Dade County Government, the Children's Trust, Career Source South Florida, and EdFed. The students will receive two payments. The first payment will be July 14th, and it will be of $650 as long as they open their account before the due date of May 28th. The reason it is further into the internship is because of all the paperwork and the verifications that we have to do before we can give the first payment. The second payment will be August 11th, and both payments will be $650. So the student will receive $1,300 for their 150 hours of work over the 5 weeks. And that last payment is held until all the assignments and the timesheets are signed and submitted to the teacher supervisor. And yes, your student will have two supervisors. They'll have the supervisor on the job, and they will have a teacher supervisor, which will collect all the assignments, make sure the timesheets are filled out correctly, and sign off and give your student a grade at the end of the program. If the student is on company payroll, they're paid directly by the company. And if you have any questions related to the student's account and credit union account, please call EdFed, the Educational Federal Credit Union, and the telephone number is there, which is 305-270-5239. Or they can also email at sypaccounts@edfed.org. Next slide, please. The handbook. The handbook is located at our website, which is ctemiami.net internships-2021. And that you will get the most updated handbook, which will give you the rules and procedures, how to integrate it into the work internship environment, in-person, remote, or hybrid. And we are offering all three again this year. It really is up to the company if they want the student to be in person. A lot of them are doing the hybrid this year where they'll be in person some days and they'll be online some days. And some companies are still fully remote. So it will show when your student is looking up their jobs and looking to see what job they want or what internship they want. We have asked the company to specify if it's going to be in person, remote, or hybrid. Internship assignments will be completed through the OdysseyWare internship online course, which is the same place that they did their pre-internship. And there will be 5 assignments that are required to be able to pass the course. And the timesheets, this year, this is a change from previous years. Timesheets are going to be submitted totally electronically through miami.getmyinterns.org, and they will be approved by the teacher supervisor, and then they will be sent to the internship provider to sign off on the hours that the child has worked on the job. We don't have what it's going to look like yet because it is still in the developmental stage, but we will share with your students once it has been released. There will be progress report at midway point, which is 2.5 weeks in. You'll get a progress report telling you how your student is doing. The student will do a self-evaluation. The employer is required to do an evaluation on each of their interns, and they will be delivered through 2 different systems. The NAFTRAC system, if your student is in a NAF academy, the employer will fill out that evaluation as well as the evaluation that will be sent to them via email through Survey Gold. And the grade calculation, 50% is the assignments and 50% is going to be graded outside of the system by the internship supervisors on the job. This is one of the only times that somebody will grade your child outside of the system. Next slide, please. What if the student doesn't have an internship placement? The way they go about getting an internship placement is they fill out and they finish their pre-internship course. The champion will allow them to go on to miami.getmyinterns.org and they will register. And they will fill out all the information that is requested and they will post a resume. Once they are approved by the champion, they will be able to go into the website and be able to look at all the different jobs that are being offered, all the different internships and all the different companies that are hiring. And they can show that they're interested in that hire. And then the company, if they feel it could be a match, will contact them to set up an interview. They will schedule an interview. Most of them will be remote interviews. That is what we're asking the employers to do, is to do a virtual interview, either on Zoom or Skype or on the phone or however. Once they have been interviewed, and if the company decides to hire them, they need to cancel any future interview appointments. They may have gone through and checked off 5 different companies, and they set up 3 different interviews. The first interview comes and the company says, yes, we want to hire you. They go on, get my interns, and they hire them. Your child or your student needs to call the other companies and cancel the other interviews. We ask the student to accept the first offer because we need to make sure that everybody has a chance of getting an internship this summer. Do not be a no-show. If you have scheduled an appointment, make sure that you show up for the appointment for the interview, or you need to make sure that you call the company and let them know that you will not be there because you have been given another opportunity at another internship. Once the school is out and the champions are off on their summer vacation, your students need to call 305-693-3005 to inform us that they have been hired. And once we have that confirmation, we will put them on the list of interns. Next, please. Up. You've heard me for many minutes now. Now Julie Kennedy will walk us through the steps on Get My Interns.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Bob. So many of you might have already seen this. Some of you haven't. This is the website where all of the students will go to register, create their accounts once they've completed their online pre-internship course. If you heard us use the word Odysseyware, that's the platform. I got a question about that, where the pre-internship course is. So pre-internship course or Odysseyware, it's interchangeable for us. So this is what Miami.Get My Interns looks like when you first log on. Students are going to need to register. Top right, you'll see an option for register to create their account only after they have completed the pre-internship course and submitted all of their documentation. If you do create your account before you've completed those steps, your account will sit in pending and possibly get declined. So you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Only do this after you've completed the pre-internship course. And as Bob said, that deadline's actually Friday. So if you're still in the process, I would say do as much as you can as soon as you can. So click the top right, click register, and that will be able to, you'll be able to create your account. So after you've created your account and your teacher champion has confirmed that you have completed your pre-internship course, submitted all of your documentation, you're good to go, they will approve your account and you'll be able to search for internships. And you'll go back online, right where you saw register, sign in was there. You'll sign in with the login, usually your email and password that you used when you created your account. And on the top here of the website, you'll see an option for internships. And this is where you'll be able to see the list of employers who are currently hiring our students. And these are all companies that we have vetted and confirmed that they're registered with the state of Florida. They've most likely hired students in the past. So these are companies that have gone through an approval process, just like similar to the students, minus the online course. So you can search by location, industry, job title. You have a few options here. And when you do a search, you'll some options will populate here. And when you click apply, your application will be sent to that employer and they'll get a notification. You will not have access to a list of jobs you've applied to, unfortunately. That's a question we get often. But I do recommend you apply to as many companies as you can. Make sure you're applying to companies that you can get to. If you live in Aventura, you don't want to be going to Homestead and vice versa. Some of these companies will be offering remote positions and you will see that on this window. This isn't an updated view yet, but you will see that when you log in. Some companies will offer remote and on-site. So if that is the case, make sure that is a company that you can get to without, taking 3 buses, because that's going to take you too long. So every day we have more and more companies signing up. So if you're still not getting an interview or getting hired, I recommend logging on every day and filling out this search page. You'll see more and more options, new options, and keep applying. Don't just log on one day and apply to 2 and call it a day. You're not going to get hired. You need to widen that net. Okay, so it's also very important that your email address on your Get My Interns account is correct, because you're going to be notified via that email address. And you're going to get notified every time a company schedules an interview or hires you. When you get this notification, this gives you the contact information for the company that wants to hire you. If for any reason you cannot get to that interview, like Bob said, most of these interviews are going to be virtual. This was, we created this in 2020 before COVID. Whatever reason it may be, technical issues, illness, contact that company and reschedule. Do not be a no-show. You will jeopardize your placement in this program if you do that, and you'll jeopardize other students' chances of being hired by that company, because they may not want to hire if we have kids not showing up. So all you have to do is call, email, let them know what's happening. They will understand. If you have any issues, worst case scenario, call us. That hotline number we've is 305-693-3005. Just do not be a no-show. Also on the top, you'll see here, I don't have a screenshot of it, but upcoming interviews, it'll show you a schedule of all of your upcoming interviews that have been scheduled. The company, once you apply to a company, they can then see your resume. I forgot to mention that. They cannot see your resume until you apply. So the parents don't have to worry. The companies that are in Get My Interns, they can't see every student's information. They can only see students that have selected interest with them. Here's also an option you'll have access to. These are just copies of forms, which you've probably already received from your teacher champion. One more thing, a few more things about Get My Interns. Once a company interviews you and they hire you, let's say they give you they tell you over the phone or Zoom, they say, we want to hire you, we want you to work with us this summer. That company has to log on to their account and hire you on Get My Interns. It's a little button they click next to your name, and you'll be notified you've been hired, you have an internship. If they don't complete that step, you will not be enrolled in the program. That is how we enroll students, all of those students who are hired. So if you've been offered a position and you haven't been hired on Get My Interns, it's okay to call that company, to call that person who interviewed and follow up with them. Just politely ask them, be like, oh, I'm so excited about working this summer. When you get a chance, please go in to Get My Interns and hire me. If you have any issues, let me know. If you're having any issues, you can call us. We'll find out. We'll help you call the company. We want to see you get hired. What else is there about Get My Interns? Bob also mentioned cancel future scheduled interviews. If you've already been hired, we really strongly encourage you to accept the first placement offered, because we have limited positions available for students and we want to get as many students in as possible. We don't want you to accept a position today and then 2 weeks later change your mind and take another position. Once you've gotten a job offer, you're done searching for jobs. That's it. Let everyone else who's looking continue to look. Again, most important thing, make sure you are hired on miami.getmyinterns.org. If, as we're getting closer and closer to the start of the internship and you're having trouble trying to find an internship, call us, work with us, apply every day. Let us know you're still looking. We will help you. We want to see as many kids get hired, but you have to put a little effort in. But again, work with us. We'll help get you hired. Let's see.
One of the main questions that I've seen is, how do they know who their teacher champion is? There is a list on Get My Interns. If you go to the homepage on Get My Interns, you scroll all the way down and it says 2021 school champions, school teacher champions. If you click on that, it gives you a list of all the schools that are participating and the teacher champion then is at that school. And that's the person that your student should be asking questions to and should have already been in contact with so that they could get into that pre-internship course, which is due to be completed. Again, we will state it one more time, May 14th, which is this coming Friday.
Yes. And also about your teacher champions, they are your point of contact now until the end of the school year. Once you find that person, if you have any issues after the school year ends, between once the beginning of June and the beginning of the internship, we are in the office, the CTE office. We're here Monday through Friday. Call us on the hotline or email us cteinternships@dadeschools.net if you have any questions, if anything. And then in the summer, you'll have a teacher assigned to you. So between that time where school's ended and the summer internship hasn't begun, we're here to help. So call us on the hotline if you have any issues, any questions, anything at all. One more thing. We do have a virtual kickoff this year. It'll be on Monday, June 21st and June 22nd. Monday session will be at 10 a.m. Tuesdays will be at 1:30 p.m. We'll have a few former interns speaking. We'll be discussing some important information and details for the internship. This is the week before, so it will be really important for you to attend so you don't miss anything. It will be broadcast on Facebook Live, and we will be sending a link out so you can register and get notified about that. Let's see. And now we will turn it over to some questions.
And the contact, yeah. And this is our contact information. If you, as you can see, Robert Quinn, myself, the internship facilitator, Pam Lopez, oversees the pre-internship online course. Magali Ursula does the ESC SYIP interns, and Willie Young is our office assistant, and she's the one that gets a lot of those phone calls from the help desk. So she is very knowledgeable and can answer most of your questions. We'll have 3 assistant principals that will be working with us this summer. Their names are listed. There's some resource links. And again, if you have any questions, you can call 305-693-3005. It will be answered during the week, basically between 9 and 3. And if you call on the weekends, you'll get a call back. If you call at night, leave a message and we will return your phone calls as soon as we get the message.
Speaking of voicemail, please, if you are leaving a message, please clearly state your name and number. Every year I have many students leave us messages. They don't mention their name, no number. It's not a text message. We have no idea who you are. We can't call you back. And then, so again, same with emails. Please include your names in the emails. I've been getting a lot of emails with no names. Again, not a text message. There was a question about the pre-internship online course. What does it takes a couple of hours. If, again, we're getting close to that deadline. But it's basically information about SYIP, what you need to know, how to create a resume, important information, skills for the internship. It is not that difficult. You just have to, do not procrastinate is what I'm going to say, especially if you're just enrolling now and the deadline is 2 days away. So I would set aside some time and just focus on that for the next few days. It will not take you that long. It shouldn't. You have any issues, again, contact us. I see something about FIU. Every year FIU has hired. I'm not sure about this year.
Yes, they're hiring.
Yeah.
They're hiring this year. Your child would look when they're searching on Get My Interns, it's under FIU. And they are hiring this year for different departments.
I don't know if they're
within
listed
the
as
college.
Florida. Are they listed as FIU or Florida
FIU.
International?
No, FIU. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Because they hire a lot of students each year.
Mhm.
Dual enrollment. That deadline is also Friday. If you qualify, what are the qualifications? You need a college placement test score
Yes.
with your student may already have that. And I think it's a 3.0 GPA.
Yes.
Yeah, your teacher
Yes.
champion will have the information, including the application and how to apply. And yes, the teacher champion will give a link to the pre-internship online course to your child. So contact them ASAP because they're wrapping up their year too. Are there any other questions that we didn't cover or you may have missed? Let me see if I'm just gonna scroll through here. Bob, if you want to add anything.
No, we're very excited and we're looking forward to hosting the 2,450 students that we can fund this year. And that's just out of the grant. If we have a lot of companies that are willing to pay, then we can increase the amount of interns that we have this year. But out of the grant, we can afford to pay 2,450. Make sure your student has the accident insurance. That's a major priority, is the accident insurance. And the best thing is really to buy it at the beginning of the year normally, but you have to buy it. It's $15. And in the handbook, there is a link, a web address that you can go to and purchase the insurance for your student.
Bob, can you elaborate on dual enrollment?
Dual enrollment is going through Miami-Dade Community College and FIU this year. And what needs to happen is your child needs to make sure that the teacher champion knows that they're interested so that they can put them on the list. And then Miami-Dade will send out all the forms that need to be completed and signed off. Everything is done virtually, electronically this year. And they do require a certain PERT scores. And if they didn't take the PERT, if they took the SAT or ACT and the scores went to Miami-Dade, they will accept those also. I'm not quite sure what, and there are additional assignments to be able to get that college credit. So they'll do the assignment for the high school credit as well as the assignments for the college credit. It's not large assignments, but there will be extra work for the ones that are doing the dual enrollment.
There was someone who about the insurance. The insurance is $15. So if you purchased one of the different amount, contact that company. It is a third party company directly to see if they can accommodate you and make the change.
And the only insurance we will not accept is football insurance. If your child played football and they had to buy the football insurance, that only covers them for football. We are requiring the student accident insurance, which is what all students would get. And if they were in another sport other than football, we can accept that insurance also. We do not accept medical insurance from a family. This is not medical insurance. This is accident insurance. There's a big difference. And we need the accident insurance purchased through the school system.
There's a question about dual enrollment only for Miami-Dade. Do they have this updated information? All the teacher champions have been updated.
Yes. All the teacher champions have the information.
Yeah.
It was sent out to them. Are there any other questions?
If you do not have, do we have our friends from the credit union still here? I have a credit union question. What should you do if you do not have a driver's license or passport to get an EdFed account? I would contact them directly at syipaccounts@edfed.org and they can tell you what the options are.
Yeah.
And if you open the account late, we will not stop you from participating. If you have everything else in place, your first payment will get delayed. There is a deadline for dual enrollment. That is Friday. Correct. It's May 14th.
All
right,
the
Bob?
paperwork, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Miami-Dade College has to go through a process of getting everyone approved before the school counselors are out. So that is why it's May 14th and not later. Let's see, are there any other questions? I guess we answered every question, Bob.
Okay, if there's no other questions, if you have all the contact information, the most important number you need if you have questions is the hotline number 305-693-3005. We do appreciate you attending this session. And if you have questions, call the hotline and have your students ask their champion teachers at the school. And you can find out who that is by looking on the homepage of miami.getmyinterns.org and scrolling down towards the bottom, and you'll see a link where you can click on, find your child's school, and it will have listed the teacher champion at that school. And we thank you, and we hope that your students and your children have a wonderful summer learning what work is all about and seeing if what they see in school is the same as what they see at work. That's the whole key to this program.
Thank you.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.